before I forget, you know we rocking TB till infinity, Nova lens all day. Show him the hat, man.
Oh yeah, here we go.
Yeah, we repping that. We repping.
Yo,
again,
what's good?
man.
What's good? Here we are.
Look at our plates.
Eating some Sardis.
We in Sardis with it.
Yeah, man. What you got?
I got the quarter chicken, quarter white.
Yep.
With, fried rice and plantain.
I gotta get some mashed potatoes and black beans. Yeah, man. Bon appetit.
Bon appetit, man. So what's up, bro, man? It's been a little minute. How you been?
Good, man. Good. Just, you know, it's a crazy world out there, right?
Mm-hmm.
And like we be trying to stay updated, you know, like trying to bring y'all the news and what's going on out there. And there's a lot of Kanye, there's a lot of Ye.
Yeah.
So we definitely gotta talk about Ye.
We gotta talk about Ye. Some crazy Ye stuff going on right now.
Man, some people are infuriated what's going on, and there's a lot of people supporting him because through all the insensitive stuff that he's saying, he also saying a lot of truth, you know.
Mm-hmm.
Like he's talking about how we mentioned it before about how the control of the record companies, how they treat
the
media how it's being controlled, manipulated, like
the minorities.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. I mean, I got into it with a friend the other day because he's like a big activist. So every time there's someone that says something insensitive, like on Twitter, online, like he's all about, you know, like canceling or like getting it off because there's always a group that gets offended.
Yeah.
And I'm like, how come every time there's, you know, something against this certain group happens, like you immediately get shut down. Like it's like a button gets pressed and like Adidas cancels you.
Yeah.
But I mean, look at LeBron James. He said like he was like rapping the lyrics of a 21 Savage song.
Mm-hmm.
I got Jewish money, and boom, he had to apologize. You know this. You know. I don't know how you feel about
So before we get too far to break down the situation, the artist, the music artist, influencer, fashion mogul, creative named Kanye West, now known as Ye. Recently, he has been denouncing some cultural groups. Specifically, people weren't resonating with the comments he made about the Jewish people, the Jewish community, you know, and their struggles and whatnot. He made some insensitive comments towards them. So people have been canceling him. He's lost a lot of partnership deals. He lost his deal with Adidas. He lost his deal with Balenciaga. He lost his deal with Gap. You know, it looked like his record label that he was owning, Good Music, that folded. And, you know, a lot of people of influence are coming out and, you know, telling him that he needs to stop. He needs to calm down what he's doing. Meek Mill, P. Diddy, you know. So
50 Cent.
50 Cent. So, you know, that's just to give kind of some insight on, you know, what's going on with his comments. I mean, what I think about it is to summarize my opinion on it, because I have a lot of feelings on it. I feel that the comments, when you're discriminating against a specific group of people, you're wrong.
Yeah.
No one should be discriminating against. We should all accept each other and, you know, be welcoming to each other. But what I do find interesting about it is that we all have our right of freedom of speech as Americans. So it is coincidental how when he's speaking about and people speak negatively on a specific group of people, they get shunned, they get muted, they get silenced, they get canceled. You know, I don't necessarily agree. I don't agree with his comments, but I don't agree with that only happening when this against this specific group of people. It should always be that way. You know, we don't see people getting canceled and this and that as much in this case as we do when people are racist towards minorities.
Right. Or towards like black people or Mexicans. You know, or like look at Trump. You know, he didn't lose any of his deals. He was like saying a lot of stuff about Mexicans or about immigrants.
Yes.
You know. And so yeah, I agree with you. Like, and that's what I mentioned to my friend Kendall after Mortis. Good talk. I agree with most of what you say because it is insensitive. Like you shouldn't like target a certain. Like you shouldn't make a broad statement about a certain group.
Yeah.
And I think Kanye was wrong about that. He tried to apologize and then explain why he said certain things.
Right.
Hey, he knows the inside business of
that we don't know.
How they're being run, how their contracts are, and he wasn't happy about any of that. How certain people have power. It's not necessarily like only Jewish people.
Right.
It can be that certain people in power are Jewish, and that's what set him off in a way. So, in a way, he could be right and wrong at the same time. It's a lot of right, like I guess they say read between the lines, right?
Yep. Read the room.
Read the room. And his most recent podcast with Lex Friedman, I don't know if you've seen it, where he was a little...
I saw the one with Piers Morgan and I saw Drake Champs.
Oh, but no, Piers Morgan is always trying to like do clickbait and like all this like baited questions.
Yeah.
But Lex Friedman, he's like very intelligent. Like he sits down with you and like he's like a big into robotics and engineering. Okay. And he decided to do an interview with Kanye, and it was very calm. Right. They were like really talking about some intelligent stuff about engineering, actually.
Okay.
And and he explained himself. And overall, like even Lex Friedman like called him out on the comments that he said. And he explained it, like he apologized so many times. And he said like all his other previous interviews that he did was a lot of like shouting match. It was all so he could get to this interview in a way. So he has an agenda, like Kanye. He's always been a forward thinker.
Right.
Even when most people is like, what the hell is he doing? Like I feel like he might be running for president in 2024. He's wearing the 2024
Kanye, right?
Yeah, 2024 hat.
Yeah. Yeah, that's what he's saying. Yeah.
Before I forget, we rocking TB till infinity, Nova Lens all day. Show him the hat, man.
Oh yeah, here we go.
Yeah, we repping that. We repping all day. We repping all day. But it does seem like Kanye is trying to run in 2024. To be honest, I feel that he's too much of a radicalist, so I would not, as of now, I would not vote for him. But he did say that if Trump runs again, he'd be Trump's vice, which I thought was interesting because of all the stuff that happened with Trump during Trump's time.
Yeah.
And like Trump aligned with the KKK, and that was crazy.
Yeah. Trump, I don't think Trump aligned with the KKK, but he didn't like denounce it. You know what I mean? Because he knows he's gonna lose a lot of. He's all about ratings. Like he's all about support, votes.
Yeah. Okay. Let me be politically correct. He didn't align with them per se openly, but he didn't denounce them when people of color were being mistreated.
Which is back to what we were saying about the comments of Kanye. Like all these things that happen against black people. The same group, the alt-right, can say all these things about the black community, and they're the same people that hate on Jewish people actually. But nothing happens. No one, no one bats an eye. But all of a sudden, Kanye is losing everything, getting canceled everywhere, which is very, very interesting.
I do feel like as black people, we need to do a better job in being united. I feel that we're putting too much money in the pockets of, I won't even say races or anything like that. We're putting too much money in the pockets of other entities that have been built for hundreds and hundreds of years. We need to put more money, more dollars, and more time and support into our own brands and businesses.
Oh yeah.
That's how we'll be united. That's how we'll be able to have a say. That's how we'll be able to feel like we don't get blackballed if we support each other.
And that's one thing that Kanye talking about. Like, they asked him, like, he turned his back on culture.
Right.
He's like, hell yeah, I did. Like, because he realized that a lot of it is like hurting the culture. Like, the culture is hurting the
But
community.
here's my thing though. How do you make culture better or say your culture by turning your back on culture?
On what is considered culture, but in generalities is not. Like, that's what he's saying. Like, talking about like throwing money in the strip club or like all this
Right.
shit, which is cool.
I don't consider that. I mean, I consider that entertainment, maybe modern entertainment. I don't consider that. I don't know if I consider that culture.
Yeah, maybe that was a broad statement, but
When I think culture, when it refers to black people, I think unity. I think black business.
I was thinking more hip hop culture.
Okay.
But
yes,
yeah.
100% agree. Hip hop culture is strip clubs. Hip hop culture involves strip clubs. Yes.
And hip hop culture is not technically black because
All races of people indulge in hip hop culture. So
yeah. I mean, you got Cardi B. Look right now, she popping, talking about WAP. Is that like, and all these things that some people love, some people are like, oh, it's been going around for a while though.
yeah.
But like, you got Tupac. Tupac, he was like a conscious rapper in a way. You know what I mean? Like, should we need more of that, or do we need more of the 21? What's the 21 Savage? But like certain rappers that are like that are being signed by these record labels.
Right.
Like, they can, like, if they don't rap about certain things that are catchy, they're gonna get dropped. And going back to my brand, No Violence brand, when I was a young cat, I'm 33 now. I know how, now that I look back, I know how much I was influenced by the music I listened to, by the movies I watched. Like, Scarface influenced everyone. I mean, I don't know about you, but a lot of us wanted to be a drug lord growing up. Like,
I wanted to be a basketball player, superhero.
oh yeah, all these goals and dreams that were like not towards reality, like close to reality. But I mean, basketball player is a good one. I want to be a soccer player, of course.
Yeah.
But then there's the ones where like, oh yeah, like I want to be like El Chapo. A lot of Latinos are like that.
That's true.
Like, we have that. There's hip hop music, but then there's like narco corridos. There's like all this music, folklore music about like all the drug lords. We basically like glorify them,
Right.
and it makes a lot of people like join the cartels.
So that's good that you brought that up. Speak to that.
Yeah.
Speak to the Latin community and what the Latin community considered as culture. Speak to that.
I mean, yeah, the culture, and I can't really paint the whole culture with one brush, but when it comes to like growing up, we listen to a lot of it's more like the Mexican Latinos. We listen to corridos, which is like based on like, it's basically the stories of drug lords.
Okay.
So we do glorify the wrong people in a way.
Right.
I mean, it's kind of like we got Rick Ross, who was named after Freeway Rick Ross. Mm-hmm. We kind of like do glorify all these people like that.
Right.
And the reason why is because poverty is the only way we could come up.
Right.
And they came up.
That's true.
They came up, so we're like, how can we make money?
Yeah.
The same way like they did. Like, maybe we should join the cartel. We got a lot of cartel people like that. People that want to
I'll show y'all the details on that chicken.
Oh yeah, this chicken is delicious. Sardis know what they're doing.
Mm-hmm.
But what I'm trying to say with all that, it continues the cycle.
It does.
Continues the cycle. And that's why I started Novolence. Because we can't really stop the violence. Like, I'm not about like taking guns away, because this is guns everywhere. Why would we take the guns away from the good people when there's a lot of bad people that have guns? Yeah. What we can do is like be more like role models. I'm like, because there's other ways. It's 2022. There's other ways to make money nowadays. We got the internet. You can make a lot of money through the internet with
Yeah.
tech. Like if you teach these kids how to be like tech savvy, like they don't have to sell crack. They don't have to like sell drugs.
They don't.
They don't have to join a cartel.
Kids nowadays are becoming rich off of stream, Twitch, YouTube, Instagram, all of that. You know?
Exactly. So, does it really have to be young kids on the block, on the corner, or young kids still joining gangs to like fight over a block? If you want to like join a block or like represent your block, do it in the gym. Do it in the like box someone from the other block. Like don't life after beef.
Get bragging rights.
Exactly. So this is all about like hopefully when Nova Lens hits a certain level and has certain funds, we start like certain like gyms where we teach these kids where they can be a part of, because it's all about being, everyone wants to be a part of something, right?
Mm-hmm.
Want to be a part of this gang where they learn how to fight, defend themselves,
Right.
And they can maybe call out if they got a problem with someone. They can call them out and like, hey, meet me at the gym at this time, like back in the day, like a duel. But this time, you don't die. Life after beef. You may have beef with someone, but it's still life after it. So instead of like picking up the gun, like, oh, you got a problem with someone, that's like thinking, like jumping from 0 to 100 real quick and taking the life of someone just because someone stepped on your shoes or like they were talking to your girl a certain way.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? How about
I believe in that logic. That's one of the things that allowed me and Octavio to connect when I first met him, because with Nova Lens, it's guns down, gloves up. If you want to settle something as men, you have a grudge with somebody, handle it with the gloves, shake hands after, and move on. You don't have to be friends. You don't have to like each other. But move on.
Exactly. You might become best friends after that. But if you kill them, if you were to shoot them, you never know that. And plus, you might end up in jail anyway. But if you fight them, both of you live. You might like get over like the hate and become best friends. So it changes the cycle. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So that's what I'm trying to do with the No Violence movement. The no violence brand. Like, because we got a lot of non-for-profits, like a lot of help from the government, a lot of grants, a lot of programs out there, which I support, I want to be a part of. But what about capitalism, Like capitalism needs to be used as well to create funds to like target the same problem, like of hunger, of like food deserts, of like violence in the streets, like education. Like it's all about educating these kids, like being role models, being out there, like But
And that's what we try to do in TB Till Infinity.
TB,
we derive from
thoroughbred,
thoroughbred till infinity, being thoroughbred, being authentic, being genuine, being real. In my community of Baltimore, I'm Nigerian, I'm Muslim. So all that encompassed, I want to be a good role model. I want to take the right steps because I know people are watching. And when I do try to speak to the youth, I want them to feel that what I'm saying and what I'm trying to give them is real. And they can look at me as a guide, And Octavio, it's the same that resonates with him. But stemming back to, the Kanye stuff it's like kind of the figure in which Kanye is now becoming and the comments he's making is causing division between people. And we're not trying to cause division between people. We want to unite people.
Yep.
That's what we want to do, because so many people have died in all communities. So much going on in the world. So many people have died. Think of how many rappers and hip hop died this year. J.D. Youngin, PNB Rock. Not this year, but then Juice WRLD, Pop Smoke. It's some I am not even remembering right now that passed away. So I feel like
it's because you continue the cycle of like like someone guns down one of your homies. What do you feel the hate, you feel the anger, and you feel like you gotta avenge him, and then you do it, and then they gotta like you kill someone on their side.
It never ends.
It continues back and forth. You just passing it over, the hot potato. But you can channel that energy. You can channel that anger and turn it into, like like, you know, forgiveness is difficult. So it comes out with maturity.
100%. 100%. Islam is big on forgiveness.
Yeah, exactly. Alhamdulillah. But yeah, we're running out of battery out here. I'm done with my chicken. You got any other comments?
I do. So with all these brands and partnerships dropping Kanye, recently he's been trying to, you know, connect with some other big brands to kind of do it himself. He met with Skechers, that didn't work out. He tried to go with TJ Maxx, that didn't work out. So what do you think? Do you feel like he's going to be able to kind of run it himself? It's funny because
I think so.
Back in the day, I don't know if you remember the interview he had with Sway. He was like, you ain't got that answer, Sway. And Sway was telling him like, yo, you know these people, you have these connections, so you should try to do it yourself. So it's like now he really has to. So you think he can do it?
I think that he can, but there's also a giant that he has to go against, like a huge giant. Like he was talking on the interview how, like whenever he had like this fashion show, like his first fashion show, it was a super success. And he had A$AP Rocky, he had Jay-Z, he had Drake, he had Diddy, he had everyone in it. And then guess someone found out, like a rich, I'm not gonna say he's Jewish, but a rich billionaire found out about it. Like he got too much power. So he decided to offer him a contract where he gets like 51.49. He gets 49%. And he was about to take it. But then whenever he did it, just whenever he was heading over there to sign the contract, like they're like, oh, never mind, the contract's up. So he was in the middle of two deals. He's basically about to reach success. And then like they offer him something over here, so he got distracted by it.
So then he couldn't go
dropped two balls, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
And so that's what there's someone always there, like, nah, he can't. He's too powerful.
I feel like he can do it because he does have the money, he has the connections, he knows the people, and he has the innovation.
And Elon Musk will support him too.
Huh?
Elon Musk will support him.
I don't know. We'll have to see. But one important thing that I even see in Octavio has faced this with, you know, trying to build up his brand, and I've also faced it trying to, you know, build up TB with my group, my team, is at the end of the day, Nike, Adidas, Ralph Lauren, Louis Vuitton, Fendi, Prada, Calvin Klein, all of those brands and entities have been here for years. Like they have numerous years and decades ahead of us. So like, I think that one thing that Kanye is forgetting in is when he's trying to build up his own establishment or launch his Ye or whatever, he's forgetting that it takes time to, you know, build this type of stuff up. And, you know, like, that's what we're experiencing now, you know, trying to build it from the ground up. It's like, we're literally starting at ground zero.
He does, but at the same time, if you got the following, you can do anything. Because look at Kylie Jenner.
Yeah,
she's a billionaire now.
Yeah, you can have a...
I don't even know what she sounds like.
You can have an overnight success like that, but at the end of the day, Kylie Jenner, and I'm just being honest. Kylie Jenner she doesn't come from a place that she's not a minority. And another thing about Kylie Jenner is she comes from generations of wealth. Her sisters had millions before, like, Kylie Jenner, the brand, was a thing. She was already set up to be successful. If I had 4 older sisters that were millionaires, and I wanted to launch a brand, and my mom is a genius manager, why would I not be successful? So, you know, I wouldn't even compare to somebody like that, but I'm saying, like, there are steps, and it's gonna take time, and it's gonna take patience for Kanye to do that. So I feel like he should put his nose in the ground, you know, grind. Like, if he needs some more money for the warehouses, because the warehouses are expensive, having them in other countries, whether it's Bangladesh, India, China, wherever you got. There's
a lot of people in the black community that are against him because of the comments, like, they're not supporting him.
Right.
So he might struggle with that as well.
Yeah, so he should try to repair those relationships if they can be repaired. But regardless, we know his innovation mindset, his design mindset, whether he's at Nike, whether he's at Adidas, his products sell, you know. So, I mean, typically the only brands I wear is TB and Novalens. But, you know, if he brings out something and I like it and I like how it looks, I support. So let's see what he can do. But he should stop with the comments, the insensitive comments towards specific groups of people.
But, you know, controversy sells, so I think that's why he did it too.
That's a good point. That's a good point.
Yeah,
Controversy
backfired.
sells. He's trying to stay relevant, and you know, personally, I feel like from speaking from the black people / minorities, somewhat, we need to be united. We need to support each other. We can't be against each other. We're hurting each other. And then from the other side, in which who Kanye was speaking against, whether it's Jews, whites, etc., no type of discrimination being put towards any group of people. I do feel as though that side, both sides should do more about learning about each other's struggles, especially that side of the whites and the Jews, etc. Because there are racists on both sides. Let's just be honest.
Yeah.
There are racists, and there is a lot of discrimination that comes
he
from
did
that.
say that he's a Jew. He's a real Jew because, I mean, if you look at the Bible, the 10 tribes, the lost tribes of Israel that flee to West Africa, and then they got sent out to. Some of them flee across to the New World. I mean, Mexicans are supposedly one of the tribes. You know, like we're the Issachar tribe.
Yeah.
That's another subject though. But he said that
for another day.
But he said that he's a Jew as well, and then they're Jewish, kind of like saying childish. Like you're not a child, you're acting like a child.
Right.
Jewish are acting like Jews.
Yeah.
But let's go in like to biblical stuff, you know.
Yeah, so we don't got to dive too into that, but you know, just about both sides, and continue to learn about each other, be open-minded, have optimism, you know, about learning about each side of people.
Would you say you support Kanye right now, or would you willing to support him with what he's gonna do next? Or like depends on what it is.
I'm willing to support what he's gonna do next if he can align his views to be positive, and if he can do more to unite us as a people instead of dividing us. Right, what I feel like he's doing right now with his comments, etc., is dividing us. You know, I understand you have your family situation, you want your family back. I understand brands are dropping you and this and that, but you should be trying to unite us. If you say your culture or whatever, you're Jew or whatever it is, you know. But I mean, the minorities, us.
We gotta see what he's going to do, how he's gonna do it.
Yeah, exactly.
Like if it's like with like building, like to like come togetherness, or if it's like to create division, then might not work out. So
100%.
But yeah, like we're running out of time here, you know. I think we finish our food.
Our food, delicious.
TB till infinity, you know.
Infinity, Novaland. Me and Aki working right now, the Port Entertainment.
And let Kanye know about us.
Let Kanye know about us, and we just shot day one of the movie today. Till Infinity, the movie is coming to y'all soon. We're going to be giving y'all behind the scenes, all that.
Dreams.
Tap in, you feel me? It's a great story to be told. At Optimus_Prime, at the Port Entertainment, at Rudy Second, at TB till Infinity, man.
Yes,
we
sir.
out. Aki AJ, baby.
All right. Man, that was good.